Good to have you with us here on the Sunday edition of the South African Morning. We're at 18 minutes away from 9 o'clock. Let's talk tourism for a moment. Local tourism expecting a bit of a boom following the easing of COVID-19 restrictions. Provincial economy is still reeling, of course, from the effects of the past year. So out and about for us looking at tourism in Nelspruit is Govan Whittles. He's there to find out what the impact has been in Mpumalanga. Govan, hello to you. So what is the sense of what the economy looks like and hopefully what the plans are to try and recover the jobs and the money?
Yeah, good morning from beautiful Mbombela, Gareth, and you'll see behind me is the cityscape of Mbombela itself, Nelspruit City, and it's a place which is within driving range of some of the country's best tourist attractions. And the Mpumalanga province is a province that's anchored on agriculture, mining and tourism, and its tourism sector has been one of the hardest hit, certainly among the inland provinces in the country, due to the lockdown and the coronavirus. So the moving of the country to level 1 certainly does hold some promise that this sector would be able to recover, but there's a lot more needed than just moving the country to level 1, particularly as the tourism and hospitality venues in this province are crying out for some assistance. To discuss this, I have the CEO of the Mpumalanga Tourism and Parks Agency, Mr. Johannes Nobunga. Thank you so much for your time, Mr. Nobunga. Let's just begin with the state of tourism in Mpumalanga. You're one of the most popular destinations inland in South Africa, and we presume the COVID-19 had a devastating impact. How did it hit the tourism agencies and venues and suppliers in your province?
Thank you very much. As you have already indicated, that Mpumalanga is one of the most beautiful provinces in the country. We have, with the coming in of COVID-19, been greatly affected as a tourism province, in that many of our small and medium establishments took a severe knock, many of which have gone under, and many require some assistance in order to keep on operating. And as a province, we have made it our effort to ensure that we support them to soldier on and ensure that by the time many of our people in the province and the country are vaccinated, at least we still have got an industry that we can utilize to reignite both the demand and supply, and be able to cater for both our international and our domestic markets.
Let's talk about that relief that's required in a moment. I do understand that there's a relief package which is prepared by the Mpumalanga government for some of these suppliers, these venues, and it's 10 million rand. How many applications have you had for people trying to access that relief? And do you believe, considering the size of tourism in your province, that the 10 million rand is enough?
The 10 million rand would never be enough. We're starting from a premise which says National had a relief fund, and it covered some of our tourism products in the province, and there are those that did not benefit, not because they were not qualifying, but because the money that was made available by National was not sufficient. And our starting point is to target those that applied National but could not get the assistance, and then go down to those that did not manage because the conditions were such that they were pitched at a little higher level, and we brought the conditions a little down so that we are then able to cover many of those product owners, as well as the arts and culture part of tourism, because it was never covered at all.
Yeah, I do understand that the number of people that would apply would give us a sense of exactly how bad the situation is here. So how many people did you have applying for that relief, and will you be able to service all of them?
We have received 472 applications, which we are finalizing, and we are hoping that before the end of the month they shall have received the relief. The 10 million is not enough, but it's a good start, in that when we get more resources, we would know where to target, because you would also be expecting that we would have new entrants into the tourism business as others are closing out, and we would then be expected that we support those establishments, particularly when it comes to issues of access to markets.
Thank you. And finally, I just ask you to pull your mask over your nose there. The Easter period is coming up, and it's a big, busy season for Mpumalanga. And you're banking on it providing some recovery to these tourism different agencies in the province due to what they lost over the festive season. How important is the Easter season for you, and have you made provision for the likelihood that it might be closed again to prevent lots of travel, and what kind of impact would that have?
Mpumalanga is a religious province, and as a religious province, we always experience high numbers in Easter, and we are expecting that this Easter would be not different. The fact that the President has taken us to lockdown level 1 brings a glimmer of hope to us as a province to exploit that. We are in a position to indicate that we have planned for your outdoor activities, including festivals. We have come with a new concept which in the main focuses on the numbers that have been given as maximum. We put them into tents in a stadium, and each tent conforms to the COVID-19 health protocols numbers. And if you bring that all along, it gives you a starting point to be able to hold these festivals. And we are saying to those that had booked for the festive season and could not travel because of the reintroduction of lockdown level 3, this is the time where you can be utilizing those bookings that you had for the festive season and utilize them now in Easter. And we are ready as a province to receive you, and we will be supporting all of our products to be compliant with the health protocols so that all our patrons that come to the province are safe at all times.
All right, thank you so much. That's Mr. Johannes Nobunga. He's the CEO of the Mpumalanga Tourism and Parks Agency. And Gareth, you heard a creative solution there, putting 249 and 250 people in tents and putting about 6 or 7 tents inside a stadium. You still comply with the COVID protocols, and it allows you to go ahead with the festival. So you see some of these creative solutions that the Tourism and Parks Agency needs to come up with in the province to ensure that they can revive it. Of course, that draft plan from the President last year on the impact of the lockdown said the tourism industry could shrink to 5 or 15%. Here in Mpumalanga, it looks like they're doing everything to prevent that.
Yeah.